Written in 1953 by award-winning author Flannery O'Connor, the story A Good Man is Hard to Find takes place in the late 1940s to early 1950s, and it discusses the lives of a family living in Atlanta, Georgia. The family consists of 6 members: a grandmother who's unnamed, her son Bailey, Bailey's wife who's unnamed, and their 3 children, John Wesley, June Starr, and an unnamed baby. The story begins with the family wanting to take a trip. Bailey wants to go to Florida, but the grandmother really wants to go to Tennessee, so she talks about this criminal known as the Misfit on the loose in Florida. Bailey doesn't budge though, and the family packs up and gets ready to head to Florida, with the grandmother even sneaking the family cat into the car. As they head to Florida, they stop at a restaurant, and they're talking about the criminal with the owner of the restaurant, and he adds that a good man is hard to find. As they continue on their way, the grandmother wants to excite the kids and talks about this old plantation that she knew of that was nearby. The kids convince Bailey to go, and as he's on the road, the grandmother remembers that it was actually in Tennessee, not Florida, where this old plantation was. She's so startled by her mistake that she kicks the cage where the cat was in, and the cat jumps onto Bailey, causing him to crash. They wait for a car to come by to signal for help, and when a car comes by, it's actually the Misfit and his 2 companions. A few minutes go by, and finally the 2 companions start taking the family of the grandmother, a couple at a time, into the woods to shoot and kill them. The grandmother tries to convince the Misfit not to kill her, and she talks about Jesus a little bit. She says that he's a good man, but he's not budging. She finally tries to spare her life by saying that he's a good man, and she looks at him as her own child, but it doesn't matter to the Misfit, and he shoots her 3 times in the chest. Just like the characters in the story, O'Connor also grew up in Georgia and makes a lot of connections with her work and the story. A lot of her works include flawed characters and dark plots in which characters experience a moment of grace. For instance, in this story, both the Misfit and the grandmother experience a time of grace when they're looking at each other and talking right before the Misfit shoots the grandmother. A lot of her other stories also talk about her beliefs in Roman Catholicism, as they discuss both morality of humans and their beliefs in certain things. I hope you enjoyed the story.